The Sonic Movie Show is a weekly podcast that you can find on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, and YouTube. Just search for The Sonic Movie Show and give us a like wherever you listen. What's up, friends, and welcome to the 23rd inaugural episode of The Sonic Movie Show, the only show that is done doing the thing its name is about, and we're going to actually talk about the future. My name is Ethan, and with me is my friend, Devin.
It's ride or die. Oh, wait. That's not a Sonic quote.
You're right. What is that a quote from?
Fast and Furious? I don't know which one,
damn.
though. I just know that offhand.
Yeah, so this episode of the Sonic Movie Show, we're going to be talking about how the show is going to be taken to in the future. We're not done. We're not dead. We're back like crack, back like an old habit. The crack never went away. It's in our hearts and soul. Every one of us. Yeah, so we did our 2 reviews of the Sonic movie. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those. If you didn't, I'm sure you're not even listening to this. So we're going to be talking about how we're going to take the show further as we move on. We plan on doing this show every Sunday from now on. We have no intentions on stopping it. We have new projects in the works, and we have a bunch of cool, exciting things that we want to talk to you today. So basically, why don't you start us off, Devin?
Well, we've been talking about a project that for the last 3 months, we've been working on, workshopping.
Yeah.
Over Discord calls. We've been watching all the Fast Saga movies, and we realized something is that we have a fascination of Vin Diesel, and we decided why don't we do a chronological review of Vin Diesel performances in video games, movies. He hasn't actually done any TV shows, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would have seen it.
Short films, cartoons, what you name it. So that's kind of what we're looking for. I mean, the episode will be up, I think, it'll be the same time, correct? So
yeah.
So you can go listen to that right now if you want. But yeah,
that's our whole thing. It's called The Chronicles of Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the subtitle would be an exploration of Vin's past, present, and future. I don't know. but yeah, that's a monthly episode podcast. It is not taking up any time from the Sonic Movie Show. It's an extra thing that we're going to be doing once a month, the first of every single month.
So this one will be March 1st, which will cover everything in February in terms of Vin Diesel. But this first episode will be more of just almost like a workshop of hey, this is what we're planning to do with it, and get ready.
Kind of like this episode you're listening to right now.
Yeah. This is the bottle episode, 2 bottle episodes where you know us by now, and we need to fill some space by telling you, hey, this is what we're doing in the future. So,
as far as the Sonic Movie Show itself goes, obviously we can't talk about the Sonic movie that much anymore. I guess we could try to fill time. I did buy on Amazon the novelization of the Sonic movie.
And you're going to read that and come back to us. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it arrives Saturday, so I guess technically yesterday, if you're listening to this, on the day this comes out on Sunday, I'll have read it by then. Yay, me. But
how long is it, do you know?
I have no... I mean, I'm sure it says the number of pages, but I could have also bought the Kindle version and read it digitally, but I decided, you know what? This is art, and it deserves actual physical placement in my home, in my heart. So, yeah, we can't talk too much about the Sonic movie anymore, but we can talk about Sonic and movies. Basically... I'm sorry, that was so corny.
It's the truth, though. It's the truth. I mean, that's what we're going to have to do until we get a sequel, hopefully. I mean,
the show is literally, we're padding time. No, I'm kidding. Every week, we're going to be giving you all of the Sonic news of the whole week, as well as important movie news. Maybe a studio laid off a bunch of people. Maybe, I mean, that is important news. The livelihood of people is probably more important than entertainment factor in Angry Birds 3. But
Jim Carrey said that James Marsden was a terrible actor, and now we have drama.
Yeah, we just spend it on rumor-mongering drama every single week.
Can't believe he said that.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into a little bit of Sonic news every week, a little bit of movie news every single week, and kind of talk about our own movie watching lives. What have we been watching? What have we been dipping our toes into? That's basically what the show is going to be like every single
It's going to be a lot more laid back. There's going to be less hey, watch this thing. We're definitely going to be trying to watch movies that come out in theaters at least once per month, maybe more, depending on if we see a lot of movies that we want to, or want to see in that month. Like, for example, in April, we have Black Widow and No Time to Die. So maybe we'll do
both of those.
Maybe we'll watch those and do reviews on both of them. Who knows? But
yeah, who knows? We're not going to be tied down to any specific form of structure or constraints. We're going to keep this loose, keep it free-flowing, keep it something that we're able to kind of do without feeling we're being forced to do it. Now, obviously, audience member out there, you notice how I didn't pluralize that? I'm saying audience member. You would love to force us to sit down and read Sonic stuff into your ears for hours at a time every single week. We need to make this fun for us, and by explaining our watching habits, the things that we've never seen and now we do. I've never seen Saving Private Ryan. I have seen Mrs. Doubtfire, though. And I'm going to be seeing Saving Private Ryan for the Chronicles of Diesel. We're going to be talking about things like that, right? Devin might have never seen an amazing movie, and we're going to be, maybe he's going to sit down and watch it. It's all that kind of stuff. And who knows, maybe it's going to be, there's going to be light weeks, there's going to be heavy weeks. Sonic probably isn't going to give us news every single week, no matter how many times we tweet at Sega. Give us news. Please, our podcast is dying. But
well, we do know that. Yeah. Well, we kind of don't know because they didn't do anything for the 20th of at least this month. Because Sega said that they were going to announce something Sonic related
on the 20th
of every month, and we didn't get anything. So
because I looked in now I mentioned this on a previous episode of the Sonic Movie Show. I think maybe 18. Sega on Switch has a line of retro remaster recreations called Sega Ages, and they're awesome. They make things far more approachable, they make things more modern, but making sure the game stays to its root, giving as many options and all that available. On the 20th of February, the Sega Ages version of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 came out, but that we already knew that was happening, and they didn't announce anything about it.
So I guess that was the announcement that, hey, it's out.
I guess.
So go play.
But you would think that they would also announce, hey, the movie that came out 6 days ago was a huge success for us.
Or it wasn't.
But, well, they wouldn't have announced that. But
exactly. So maybe that was the case. Oh, it was?
Yeah.
You have numbers?
The box office numbers.
Oh, Sonic the movie.
Yeah.
I thought you meant, never mind. Speaking of box office numbers, by the way, we're currently at, for the Sonic movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, domestic, yes. 111 million. International, 106.
Nice.
Worldwide, 217. So,
yeah.
It looks like it might surpass Pikachu. But I'm not sure anymore because, according to Forbes, China is not showing this film. It's being delayed. It will happen, but it's not currently showing it because of the coronavirus outbreak and all that. People are probably just not. Because I haven't read too much about the coronavirus. I just know that travel is banned, but I don't know what they're doing really in China right now because Chinese government.
China is cracking down in a lot of ways. I guess they forced a removal of a mobile game called Plague Inc. I played it before. It's kind of fun. They forced that to be removed off app stores in China out of fear of coronavirus, I guess fear of the coronavirus. But
so that might hurt it. It might hurt Sonic because there's a lot of hype around it, and maybe people are once this whole outbreak is hopefully over and everyone's A-okay.
I think the best that we can hope for is that this just delays the sales of tickets.
Yeah.
Not necessarily diminishes them.
But that's probably going to happen. People are going to be like, oh, Sonic's in theaters now? Huh?
But I guess who knows?
I don't
don't really know what it's like to live in China.
Yeah.
We really
don't.
So
if you're in China, listen to this somehow. You tell us your thoughts. Because
they're the biggest movie market, I'm pretty sure.
Outside of the United States,
They're narrowly second from us or something, so they're a huge market. Their movie watching experience might be different than it is here. Who knows? So I would think that the Sonic movie is going to pass Detective Pikachu, and this might just delay a bunch of ticket sales. But
so we might not even know final numbers until I'm hoping it's all over by the end of the year. but we don't even know. I mean, our own government doesn't even know what it's doing. So yeah, that's Sonic the Hedgehog box office. I think we can say that it's made double the money than its estimated box office, or its budget. So I think
and they never announced a sequel yet, but
I think
it's safe to say that they would.
They wouldn't have dropped Tails, spoiler, at the end if they weren't moderately positive. Like, I guess they left it more like open-ended, like, hey, if you want more, we gotta make money. But that shows a confidence. I mean, the whole movie was very confident. To me, that they're like, hey, if we can like at least make double the money. At this rate, it's going to be triple. So yeah, you might put $150 million into the next one. So
and even so, studios make sequels to movies that aren't big successes, but if they had a lot of buzz, they'll go for it. Even if the movie was terrible, if it had a lot of buzz, whatever. It's a name people now know. Let's do a sequel to it. And the Sonic the Hedgehog movie got a lot of buzz, a lot of negative, but it was a comeback story. It was an underdog comeback kid story, and it worked out for them. So exactly. I think based off that alone, people are talking about the movie. They're going to do a sequel. You would have to imagine they will.
And all the actors and everything seem on board, too, from what we've seen in press releases and videos, interviews, and all that. So, yeah. But once we get that information, maybe we could, I know we kind of talked about it in our second review of what we'd like to see in our sequel, but maybe we can go in even further if we get an official announcement of a sequel and maybe they drop a time frame being like, hey, 2022 Sonic
now
2.
Imagine this with me for a laugh. A quick side note. They announced a sequel to the Sonic movie. Let's say they do what I think they should name it, call it Sonic and Tails, because I think the logo treatment would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree.
In a year and a half from now, we get our first teaser trailer for it, right? And it's showing Sonic and it's showing Tails. And whatever they want to show, doesn't matter. And we're all like, I don't know, guys. This doesn't look like it's going to be all that much fun. Maybe the genie is out of the bottle now and you kind of lost the momentum. We're not really feeling it. Let's say that's the buzz about it. And Paramount overreacts and they're like, fuck, we gotta reanimate Sonic again.
Oh my god.
And they do a completely different, they think that's just how we'll fix it. We'll just change his style again and change how he looks. Then he looks like, literally just get in like Sega's Sonic team and just like do a 3D character model of Sonic and just put him on a wireframe so that we can move. Make him literally look like a Genesis sprite.
Yeah.
Please.
No, I think we'll know within the next couple months. I'd be concerned if we don't hear anything by like obviously the end of the year. But I feel like most of the time they want to keep promoting ticket sales.
It's another way to like you just said, to promote ticket sales. Be like, hey, this movie's getting a sequel. Well, if it's getting a sequel, I guess I better see it now while it's still in theaters.
Exactly. So yeah, that's kind of where Sonic the Hedgehog is at. Yeah, I would hope they announce a sequel in the next like 2 or 3 weeks. I'd hope, because that's usually, I think we both predicted in previous episodes that Sonic will probably not make it to the end, maybe of March. It's hard to tell, but from what we were actually just looking at movies before we started recording that are coming out in March, and there really isn't any like big name ones that I saw. I could have missed one. Besides Bloodshot, of course.
Of course.
So just by like, at least from what I've seen at theaters, is even like successful movies with Mulan. I think that's right. Mulan comes out next month. That might kind of kill Sonic. I just think that the movie, if it does go past March, it's going to be like one screening on a Monday at 3:30. I don't think it's not going to have the big IMAX, Dolby theaters, and you're making maybe
3:30 p.m.
Maybe the movie's making $5,000 total that day. And at that point, like I said, to me, it's like it's over for its run. So like I don't see this movie going past March in the sense of being the thing that you must see kind of thing. Because Invisible Man, I heard, is good. I can see that dominating the box office for
who knows?
2 weeks.
Birds of Prey is apparently really good. It did not dominate anything.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I'm saying like more like people I think maybe are kind of sick of superhero movies right now, too. That could be part of
and
it.
DC.
And DC, being it's DC. Uh, I could see, Invisible Man doing well for at least 2 or 3 weeks, at least the
Yeah.
top until Mulan comes out and Disney owns us once again. But yeah, it's not like once again that we talked about this before, that underdog story. It's making bank and it's going to beat out Detective Pikachu, which I know we both didn't think was going to happen.
But I mean, I guess if you look back now, Sonic had like no competition. Pikachu was going to be running into a huge summer. It was like Aladdin and The Lion King. We just came off of Avengers Endgame, and Spider-Man was around the corner.
Yeah.
Like, even though I don't think it actually competed with any of those films directly, it was a lot of families being like, oh, that's a lot of movies. What one do we want to see? Let's watch Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, we
let's
could
not go to see Pikachu.
talk about that all for forever of like, what if Sonic did come out on November 8th?
Yeah.
It would have not. I can say that for sure.
Frozen would have eaten Sonic alive.
Even if the movie like Sonic the Hedgehog wound up being like a masterpiece, like review wise, people are gonna go see Frozen 2 because of just name.
2019 was like a huge year for Disney.
Yeah, it's disgusting. We should maybe do an episode on just like why we should break up Disney in terms of the movie business, because oh my god,
like,
it's
Endgame, Spider-Man, which wasn't technically them, but it's close enough. Toy Story 4, Aladdin, The Lion King, Frozen 2, and there's more.
And we still all go and see them. I saw The Lion King only because of Donald Glover, and people wanted to see it at work.
See it.
And I was like, sure, okay. And like the theater was packed. You know what I mean? So yeah, billion dollar company makes billions of dollars. Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thunk it?
But
Sonic the Hedgehog won't make billions. It has made millions, and it's made our hearts happy.
So now I think we kind of went on a tangent. We start off at the beginning like saying what we're going to do with the future, talk about Sonic, but that's okay. So the show is going back now to what are our plans for the next, I guess, couple weeks here. I know we talked about just overall that, we're going to do the Vin Diesel show and see at least 1 or 2 movies in theaters, do a review of them.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Cats kind of situation. But
as we come to it, talking about things we see on our own time, each episode. Now, we do an entire monthly podcast about Vin Diesel. There are going to be current Vin Diesel movies coming out in the coming months even. Who knows, maybe even one in March, called Bloodshot. We're going to be taking the place of a Sonic movie show with a special Vin Diesel episode that's just kind of like a loose review of the movie. Kind of like a spoiler-free in the beginning and then spoilers kind of deal. That isn't like a normal full-on, let's dive into Vin Diesel. We're going to be doing that pretty much whenever there's a Vin Diesel movie. It's going to take the place of a Sonic movie show episode. But kind of like the same way that No Time to Die would. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, but like this is more about Vin Diesel. So, I mean, who knows? Daniel Craig is very good. But
Knives
we're
Out,
going to be
man.
doing that. And I mean, like it's on Blu-ray now. And at Best Buy, it has a special Steelbook. And I'm going to go buy the Steelbook version of the 4K Blu-ray. It's going to be nice. Yeah, so and in addition to that, one idea that we've had that we've kind of workshopped together is we talk a lot about movies on this show. And we're video game fans, but that's not necessarily what we're going into for this. But a lot of stuff in movies people are fans of, also in television shows. So we're going to be not focusing on TV shows as well as movies, but we're going to be trying to do special not special episodes, but every now and then we're going to be talking about, hey, we sat down together and we watched like a season of this TV show, or like
we
this
watched
huge group.
We watched season
this or
1
that.
of Lost, and now we think that the plane is actually the smog monster. And
Yes. You call it the smog monster? Man, you must be British. Listening to Ghosts too much before you do a podcast episode with me. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that as well. There's no concrete, like, on the 13th of every month you're going to be listening. No. So we're going to be doing just as we get to it, because it's like a big ask for us. But we think it's going to feel more authentic. And the first show that we're going to be doing this with, you have a couple seconds to back out right now. You have a couple seconds to come up with an excuse.
My excuse will be that I get to pick the next one.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
In 5 years from now. Just kidding.
When we finally get to it. No, but the first television show that we're going to be doing this sort of treatment to is Avatar: The Last Airbender, a show that I've seen the entirety of a few times, all the way through. I love it to death. It is a fan favorite show. We can get more into like kind of the history and talking about the show on that episode. Devin has never seen it.
I've seen the movie.
Really, ever. You've seen the awful live action film directed by what's his name?
Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Signs. The Happening.
Oh, yeah. The Village.
Yeah. Unbreakable.
Oh my god. What?
I see dead people. What is this guy's name?
Hey guys, we're doing a movie podcast. We're super like official, and we can't even name directors.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And he has like the classic plot twist in every film.
Yeah.
And they have like literally his name
is hilarious because
is based off
that.
They
didn't even. I don't even think in that movie, which I never saw. I don't even think there was like a twist in it.
His name is so ridiculous, and now I can't even.
I keep thinking like Ajit Pai, but no, that's the stupid telecom guy. Hold
up, I'm just googling this. I'm ending our suffering. M. Night Shyamalan. Jesus Christ.
M. Night Shyamalan. I feel embarrassed.
Same. But we also just did
you watched the M. Night Shyamalan live action version. Well,
we should feel more ashamed of the fact that we made a whole 22 episodes on a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
I'm proud of that motherfucker.
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan for the sequel.
I'm proud of that. Yes. Oh, who knows? Although I hear he's back again, so whatevs. Yeah, so we're going to be doing Avatar: The Last Airbender. Basically one season at a time when we get to it. It might not even be this month, or it might be this month. Who knows? We're going to be doing those. We're probably going to be going through, I would imagine, an entire TV series like this. Who knows? There might be some that are really long, and we'll meander around. We're going to play it.
Yeah, I think we should do like ones that are like within 2 to 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And have endings.
Yeah.
Unless we think that like, these seasons are so good. Yeah, like you said, I know we've talked about Lost off the air. How
we could watch seasons 1, 2, and 3 and then stop because that's how it should end. The ending to season 3 of Lost, honest to God, is a very fun ending if you're not too upset and tied into it. So we'll play it by ear. I mean, this isn't like a huge commitment thing for us. We want to keep it loose, happening, when it happens.
I know we also talked about doing like one movie, like a random movie that we both haven't seen or one of us have seen. I'd prefer to do movies that we both haven't seen that we just know, like, how have we not seen this?
That aren't brand new, that are like easily accessible for $3 on Amazon.
For example, let's say we both haven't seen the Titanic, for example. We're like,
I haven't.
I want to say I have. I know I pretty much have seen all the famous scenes, so like it's way too long. No. We're not seeing Titanic. But let's say, for example, we're like, hey, we both haven't seen Titanic, and all the fans that we have so many will say, how have you not seen Titanic? Well, now we did, all right? Because it's a thing at like work, for example, since I'm one of the youngest people at work. They're always like, how have you not seen this 90s movie that did terrible in the box office. How did I not see it? I don't know, because it probably was bad.
Because I was learning how to read.
Exactly. So I think something like that. Or maybe the movie we both have seen, but it's been a hot minute, and we're just like, hey, you want to see Knives Out again?
like James Cameron's Avatar.
Exactly.
Soon to be a Vin Diesel trilogy.
There's one movie specifically I know we talked about in previous episodes, From Dusk Till Dawn. I definitely think we should watch that at some point, but I think we could save that more towards October.
And remind
for
me
Halloween.
again what this movie is.
Quentin Tarantino. He's acting in it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, okay. Oh yeah, you mentioned this before.
Yes, and it starts off as like a kidnapping for a ransom thing, and then it turns into a horror movie at the end where there's vampires.
Nice.
It's cool.
Yeah, we can do that. So we can do whatever our hearts desire.
Yeah,
it's the free reign of entertainment.
And with those movie reviews, we probably will just might be off air that we're like, hey, this is on Netflix. You want to watch it? You know what I mean? And then so if you want to skip an episode because you haven't seen it, that's okay. Or you watch it and then, or you see that we uploaded it and it's like, oh, they saw The Matrix. Okay, I'll watch The Matrix and then I'll go listen to it. Or maybe you've already seen it
recently,
or you've seen that already and you're like, oh, I can finally listen to a review about it.
They're filming the new Matrix movie now.
Yeah, it looks
People
crazy.
saw some footage of people jumping off buildings with like the wire attached to them. Exciting. I wonder if Michael B. Jordan is in it after all or not. I think if I remember correctly, the rumor, and this is a sad rumor, I guess, because it makes the plot of the original movies so long ago feel like they're not all that important. The rumor is that Matrix 4 is like, what if they never actually got out of the Matrix and that was just another layer in the Matrix?
Oh my god.
How
much more confusing can that be?
Right. But Keanu's hot right now. He's hot. He's on a roll. So.
Cyberpunk too.
Yeah, that got delayed, so we can't do a Keanu review of Cyberpunk until later in the year. Oh, fun fact though, quick video game thing. If you buy Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox One, you'll get the Xbox Series X version of it for free.
I also saw that
they're doing that with like all sorts of Xbox stuff.
I saw that Nvidia is doing like 100 GTX 1080 Ti Cyberpunk
that look
edition.
Like the logo.
Yeah,
but they're not selling them.
They're like doing a giveaway, and I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
if you're into computer parts.
It's a cool logo. Anyway, Johnny Silverhand won't grace our silver screens anytime soon. That's Keanu Reeves' character in that game.
Johnny Cage. Oh, the Mortal Kombat movie. I keep forgetting that's happening in 2021. I'm hyped, all right? I love Mortal Kombat, all right?
That can be your thing to go up against my Avatar, I remember. All right.
Actually, I've always wanted to see the OG film there in 1995, our birth year.
You never have?
I've never have, no.
Huh.
Test your might.
Interesting.
Maybe that's one we can do when it gets closer, the new movie. So I think we should definitely do video game movies if we can.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's so many I haven't seen. I haven't seen the Mario Brothers movie, which is awful. I haven't seen the Doom movie. I haven't seen the Angelina Jolie.
I think the Doom movie is on Netflix. I think.
I saw the very beginning of it with my mom. It was on TV, and my mom made me not allowed to watch it because I think The Rock just says the F-bomb right away or something.
Maybe
like
that's
that.
one of them we can do this month. Who knows?
Doom. Oh God.
I don't know. We can decide more off air what stuff we'll officially watch because I don't want to say something and then all of a sudden we don't have time for it or whatnot. Because I know we want to, for each episode, talk about what things we watch. Because maybe, who knows, maybe I come back and be like, hey, I've been watching Community and this crazy thing happened and we wind up turning into a 45-minute episode. So it's going to be a lot, like you said, a lot more free form, a lot less regimented in the sense.
Freeform is what they renamed ABC Family to.
And then what became Paramount TV?
Huh?
Yeah, it was like Spike became Paramount TV or something like that.
Really?
I could be wrong of what it changed.
Spike and MTV are owned by Viacom.
I could be wrong.
Which is one of the major. I don't think, but you know what? I think Paramount does have huge ties into Viacom.
Hold up.
That's a good question.
Hold up.
It's almost like we don't know what we're talking about.
I think it was TNT or Spike TV. Sorry,
TNT got renamed.
Sorry, Spike became. Yeah, Viacom announced that Spike TV would be rebranded as Paramount Network in 2018.
Really?
So Spike is dead.
Disney has renamed 21st Century Fox into Spotlight Studios.
That's
or
so
something
lame.
like that. Yeah. Yep. I saw I think it's one of the movie trailers out now actually has that. Searchlight, that's what it's called. Searchlight Studios. Oh. Why can't they just keep the name 21st Century Fox? Like, that's iconic.
Yeah, or even just call it Fox if you think it's too long or something like that.
Or just 21st Century. Well, I guess it's not 21st Century anymore, but
I mean, it hasn't been.
It's literally iconic. How many 21st Century Fox films have opened with the classic opening, but with the variation on it? Like the X glows for X-Men. One of the Simpsons kids walks out during the Simpsons movie and like hums the jingle and falls off or whatever. You know, it's iconic. But
classic Disney,
whatever.
I guess.
Pillaging.
They ruined Star Wars. They'll ruin this too.
But at the same time, they make awesome things that we like. So
yeah,
it's a moral conundrum to deal with. We're liking their stuff.
Yeah, basically, it's like I hate the fact that they own almost everything, and that's scary to me.
But at the same time, they seem to be treating everything so right. So
yeah. Except for the whole
that's why,
Spider-Man thing, but
that's actually was just about to bring up. That's what is scary. How fans are so angry at Sony Pictures over Spider-Man on behalf of Disney. That's they would never weaponize that, obviously, but to a degree they can strong arm and bully competitors using that, right?
I hope there's not a future where we have a president running who's just owned by Disney, and Disney will be like, if you don't vote for this man, Frozen 3 won't come out.
Bob Iger's new president.
Honestly, that'd be a threat. People might vote for that. They're like, I know, I want Frozen 3.
As president, I will declare a new Avengers film every year
Oh my
starring
God.
Spider-Man.
At least a million
and
votes.
Elsa.
At least a million votes right there. Because now we're getting into politics. But yeah, it's scary. Man, Sonic, huh?
It's exciting, though. We live in an era of film where everything is so accessible. And, the boundaries of what a moving picture, what we call them at certain points, like The Irishman is really long, and it's kind of split into two parts. Is that, a movie? Is a thing that's split into three biggish parts a TV series? We're in a part of history right now with entertainment where, everything is changing and it's exciting. So, we can, express our very serious concerns about Disney owning, 85% of film entertainment in terms of the monetary value of them. We can express concerns about that. At the same time, it is exciting. Everything is changing and it's fun. So, when we are old and young children are at our feet, and we're dying, we get to explain how we were so excited to see, for the first time ever, multiple seemingly non-connected films joined together for one film called The Avengers. You know,
and they'll be like, "Dad,
that happens
Disney
every single day."
Wait, there's other studios, Dad, besides Disney? Oh yeah, there was Paramount.
Dad,
and Universal.
You talked way too much. You used up all your Disney coins for the month.
Oh.
You can't speak anymore.
Wait, where am I? Oh, you're at Disney Hospital, Dad. You have
You've
Disney
been in a
cancer.
Disney coma for 3
Yeah.
years. At least the room smells like the churros from Disney World circa 2004.
Worth $8.
Oh my god!
But due to inflation, Dad, that's cheap.
The churros at Disney World are legitimately great, though.
My brother bought I remember he bought one and pukes.
Really?
Yeah. I always make fun of him about it. Every time we talk about Disney, I'm always like, hey, remember the time we went to Disney World and you bought a churro with your only $8 in allowance money? and then pukes.
Really?
Yeah, this was when he was like 7.
Oh.
He was famous as a kid. I was gonna say he was famous as a kid of just always eating too much and then vomiting and never learning his lesson.
I held it all in. Now look at me. I'm thankful that I was always raised in a way where like I was, given money and basically told you are not spending on anything that we don't approve of. So basically I like avoided spending on stupid things like a snack, It was like, no, like you want to buy this next video game, you're going to need the money for it. So you're saving this. Like, I'm holding on to your money. You're not spending on anything that I don't approve of. And I hated it as a kid, but I appreciate it now. Because literally you saying that he spent his only $8 on a churro made me, like, cringe inside.
Well, to be fair,
I
like, rarely got allowance. It was more of just, like, no, you do your chores or else you lose things.
I mean, same.
But I never, like, I would get allowance for, like, 2 months, and then it would just turn into, like, well, you're doing karate... And that's $100 a month, so that's where all your allowance is going. And I'm like, I guess
that's fair
because of Disney.
Yeah.
It's all because of Disney.
Because of Disney. No, I mean I mean, it's funny. We grow up upset about the parenting choices that have made our lives the way they are, and then we kind of grow old and we like agree with them a lot more. Like, I totally like agree with all of that kind of like teachings that I had as a kid, but I guess that's just.
I mean, yeah. To bring it back to movies, like I was allowed to watch like Predator at like 13, and that was so cool. Being like gore and stuff just doesn't bother me, or I enjoy it like at a comedic level. Like that's why I think I love Saw so much. Is like, oh, like that's so crazy. He just broke his neck by spinning it on a contraption.
Gross.
And I'm just like, but it's so funny though. I don't know. Maybe I'm sadistic. I don't know. But but at the same time, like my dad was like super like, okay, no sex scenes, no boobs, like
yeah,
and
that's America.
Yeah, as opposed to like I know in Europe, like nudity is a lot more like less sexualized and more like tasteful in terms of, especially in films. But so yeah, it's interesting, and I'm always like, man, I wonder what would it be like if I wasn't allowed to watch Predator and all that. Would I be more into like comedy films or romance films? I don't know.
So, quick side note for me. So you said Predator you watched it at 13. So was that like your first like
rated R? I watched The Thing when I was like around the same. I don't know. It's all blurring for me. I mean, I turned 25 in 5 minutes in our time.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember like 12 to like 16. It's like all blurred for me. So
I am so upset at myself for not like really paying attention and remembering my life a lot. There's a lot of moments where I'm like in my childhood where I just don't remember years and years. I'm like, this is crazy to me. But I was always raised under a like, nope, you're like age gating. These age restrictions are here for a reason. So you're not watching anything. And this was broken twice for video games. My mom bought me for my Nintendo GameCube Metroid Prime, a game I loved. It was rated teen just because of how like visceral some of the aliens were. No one talked in that game, and there wasn't like blood and there wasn't like violence, but it was also scary as a kid.
Scary monsters,
to be playing.
Yeah.
Well, not even just that, just the fact that this is a game where you have to save at specific save rooms, and you don't know where they are unless you've gone to them before, and you're low on health. Kind of like Resident Evil 4, I guess. You're low on health, and like the next save point, you don't know where it could be, and then like a thing pops around the corner, and you don't know if you can fight it. Scared. So I got that. I was able to break the rules for that. Zelda Twilight Princess on GameCube was another thing, but that was mostly my dad being like, "Just don't tell your mom." We're playing Zelda.
Yeah, mine was
like,
God of War. My dad bought God of War. He didn't look at the rating.
That is.
He bought me God of War when I was like 13 or 14, and then I'm like, "Hey, Dad, this is," because I was one of those kids that like
you snitched on yourself.
Yeah, I was self-regulated, but hey, it's worked out in the long run because now like I feel like, or just morals.
I just wanted to go into that.
But God of War, yeah, he's like, wait, it has nudity and sexual sex scenes basically in it, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like,
hell yeah.
And he still let me play. Like he let me play it with my older cousin, but my older cousin played it, and like it was whatever.
Yeah.
And then my dad was cool like that. Like I said, Predator. Like I couldn't watch it in movie form, but like blood and all that stuff, F-bombs, swear words. He's like, as long as you don't say them. And he knew I wouldn't, because I've definitely told I've told my mom before when I like swore because I like tripped or something, and I remember running to my mom and be like, "Mom, I'm so sorry. I said fuck." And now like me and my mom swear with each other like all the time. It's really funny.
I remember when I texted the F-bomb to my dad once, not like at him, but being like, "Oh fuck, this happened" or whatever, and he was pissed. And I was like, every other word I say, no, I'm kidding. But I just want to say, like, the first movie that I was able to break the age gate for when I was 13 was a movie that came out that year in theaters. I watched it in the theaters. It was a Will Smith classic, I Am Legend. That was the first PG-13 film.
That's a good film. That's a good song.
It's a good film.
We should watch that. Speaking of movies, we should watch. I'm down to watch I Am Legend again. It's been a hot minute.
There you go. I haven't seen it since, so. Yep, I'm 25. You're 24 for another minute. What's that like? Being so young.
I don't know. I'm scared, man.
That's okay. We still get to share the experience of making fun of our friend who will be 24 for another like 7 months. So.
But maybe we should watch movies that came out in 95 to celebrate next month. I don't know.
I actually look at like what video games came out in 95, and there are some classics in there that might be fun to like, So, well, I think this episode's running kind of long. Is there anything you want to add into this before we bounce? I'm
excited for this. I know that we've kind of always wanted to do like a podcast about something.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I've always wanted to do like a podcast kind of where like, I know everyone wants to do a podcast where they shoot the shit, but this will kind of be like that, but not at the same time. And I love movies. I might like movies more than I like video games sometimes. I hate to say that maybe, but it depends.
Don't be ashamed. It makes you less than me. And I'm okay with that.
But so I'm excited to be like, hey, I never got to see this movie and you haven't either. And we watch it and we're like, oh, this is great or this is bad. What are we missing? Just to discuss movies is just a totally different like art form that I think than like music or video games can be reviewed in a certain way, but movies you have to watch from front to back.
Absolutely.
As opposed to like a video game. So I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm excited that I love Sonic. I love that journey, but I'm excited for a new journey, and that's mostly with the Vin Diesel thing. But I want some smaller journeys, much shorter ones that are 2.5 hours maybe.
Exactly. Well, you can go ahead and check us out on Twitter. The show itself can be found there at Sonic Movie Show. Follow me on Twitter, pretty please, at Ethan Absolutely. Follow Devin over there on Twitter at Cursona YouTube. That is CURSONA YouTube. You can find the show on YouTube, but also on Apple Podcasts and the Google Play Music Store. On those places, please give us like a review, a 5-star rating. You might not think that these things actually matter. And truth be told, I have no reason to think that they would matter, but they actually do really matter for widespread recognition and stuff. It really helps us get the word out. So please, write a 5-star review or a 4-star. Those are the only 2 review stars you can actually
and recommend to a friend.
You click 3 stars and nothing happens, and it just bumps you up to 4. And write what you're excited about to see. What movies are you excited to see in this coming year, even though it's March 1st? And how excited you are to see about maybe some of the things we're doing.
Or let us know what movies we should see, and maybe we'll pick one of them. Who knows?
Yeah, feel free to tweet those at us too. So yeah, until next time.
Gotta go fast.
One last ride.
I've nos in my veins.
Stop!